Good.
Yes. Tilt table.
Yeah.
How did that go?
I don't know. I'm going to that after.
Oh, that's after this.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't eat or drink anything for 8 hours before. The eating part, that's fine. I'm not normally hungry in the morning anyway, so that's fine. But the drinking, I'm usually waking up in the morning and I grab some water and I'm like, all right, this is what I was talking about earlier with Aiden. Like, when you're not allowed to have it, you feel like you're about to shrivel up and die from dehydration. And Aiden does this where we don't have juice at our house. We do have the loaded teas. That's been our go-to from here on. And I can't even have that. I have 2 in my purse. So I was like, but I didn't grab the caffeine free one. So I can't even have one of those afterwards.
How's your energy? How are you?
I have been noticing I've been struggling a little bit in the mornings, but I don't know if it's the weather. I know we've had a lot of stuff going on in family. My dad was in the hospital over Father's Day weekend.
Man.
So I know I was keeping you in the loop, but he woke up. They thought it was pneumonia because he couldn't breathe and he was waking up gasping for air. But he kept pushing through this for 3 days. And he was in AFib for 3 days.
3 days, man. What?
So they thought it was, and I understand why you would think it was pneumonia because it was hard to breathe. It would some point, but so they went in, they did a T something. My mom told me, I think I even sent it to you. I had never had to have this done, but let's see, what did they say? So what he had done, they went in, they gave him Lasix because if it was blood clots, which they were worried about, then they needed to thin the blood, which they didn't find any. So that was very good. They did an echocardiogram, so that was clear. But they did a T probe down his throat to look for clots. And so once they did that and they had it all clear, then they cardiovert him, which shocked him to get his heart back into the rhythm. Wow. Yeah. And so they were able to do that. He was back up and he was working yesterday.
Man, I'll tell you, man, built different. You are built different.
You are, Dad, for sure. But he was, and I knew this because Kaylin, she upgraded to the family chat because she's driving now. And so I'm driving now. Can I please be part of the family chat?
Wow.
She got added and then immediately this all happened. And my mom was thinking, oh no, I really don't want her with this information. So she was texting everyone and she was like, screw it, I can't. I just have to text the family group to let everyone know. And Kaylin calls me and she's crying. And I'm just like, she's like, Papa's in the hospital. I was like, I know, honey, that's the best place for him to be right now. It's like, why aren't you upset? I was like, honey, I'm definitely not happy about it, but he's where he needs to be.
He's where he needs to be, yeah.
And I think that's the part of life I've had to even work on learning to mold together is, okay, in this, what can I change? I couldn't change anything. He was where he needed to be.
Yeah.
And I was praying, Lord, please help them to find anything they needed to, whatever. He was in the ER forever, though, before they even went in. They put him on, I think, Lasix in there to start the stuff. They were able to do that, but he immediately, and I was like, Kaylin, guess what Papa's already probably trying to tell the nurses? He's like, I got to go back to work.
I got to go back to work.
That was exactly, and I was telling Mom that. She started laughing and that's exactly what I was saying. He's like, come on, we need to get this dealt with. I have work to do.
Would you say that you're like that?
Maybe a little bit.
Yeah.
I definitely have that kind of drive, but that's something I've worked on is knowing my balance.
Yeah.
Over the last year and a half, for sure, since it's almost 2 years now since Gillette, I have shifted my mindset a bit to if I need time off, I'm not going to worry about it. If I have to change things, I'm like, Lord, you have taken care of me this far, and I've worried about it. So what would happen if I didn't worry about it? You're not going to stop taking care of me.
Oh, shoot.
And now I have reserved energy, and I think part of it is just I don't have enough energy to care about it. It's like, all right, Lord, you've taken care of it this far. Like when things change and cancel and whatever, like things have worked out. I'm not like just blowing days off of work, but if things adjust and change, then I'm just gonna trust that and go with it. And
trust, go with it. Today's topic is exactly what you've just mentioned, and at this point, Julie does not know because I did not text her. I choose from her list because I'm just like yes, and then I go in. But when I think about something happening and there's nothing you can do, what I want is because whenever I do the same thing, because I'm like, I want to use all the energy I have to do what I can.
Yeah.
And some of it is that I don't have the strength to contend much more than that. So if, say, I was to go into a situation where I needed to be hospitalized or I needed medical attention, I wouldn't want the person on the other side or outside of me to waste energy panicking about losing me or something worse happening. I would want them to be locked in prayer.
Yeah.
I'd want them to be, hey, so if I'm losing my breath or my consciousness, I want to look up and know that, okay, what I'm trusting you too. I'm also trusting, but I'm wanting a person who's dealing with me to be locked in. And so I think that's great that you've learned that skill. And I think today's topic is going to actually support that.
Okay.
And so as far as my week, just before we get started here, Father's Day happened.
Yes.
Yours was crazy. How was it for Adam?
He slept all day because he was up all night the night before with the storms.
Oh, yeah.
And so I'm like, just sleep. I'm going to go see a few clients. He slept because, again, the dogs kept him up all night. Because with our dogs, our oldest dog, he is deathly scared of storms. And so he's either knocking the gate down, trying to get downstairs to get into the room downstairs. He just does not like it. Yeah. We've come home multiple times where it just had a strong rain and he's downstairs looking up at us through the gate. I don't even know how he got down there with the gate still closed.
So he
because normally he'll knock it down, and he'll get down there, and we're like, all right, and then we have to go down, look for poop and pee because that's what he does when he's super nervous. But the last couple of times he jumped, I'm like, how does he not have any broken legs? He just woo, and Kai is a corgi, so he can't jump down there with them, and so he's just either and I'm like, Watson, why are you down there? And he's got his ears tipped because he knows he's not supposed to be down there, but he's also so happy we're home. And he's, oh my word.
That's
so Sunday was that way. I did have a couple clients that actually had their basements flooded. So
that's terrible.
We have some prayer requests to add in for this season, for this session.
We'll move into that next year. Especially, I remember the comment that we were talking about that had come in. And I don't know if she's okay with me mentioning her name, but we know who you are. And
thank you for watching.
Yeah. Glad that you're watching. Name starts with a T. Is what I understand.
T or L? Well, I think it has a T in it.
The first name, I learned of the first name yesterday, but I think the last name starts with an H.
Yes, I think so. Yeah.
So as far as Father's Day, I ended up having the perfect meal. It was unexpected because I wanted a certain thing. I knew what I wanted.
Okay.
And then I got an unexpected meal, and I sat there.
From who?
It was my mother-in-law. I was supposed to have it with my mom. She was going to make me curried goat, which I know that's weird. It might sound strange.
Adam would eat it.
He would eat it.
Yeah, he would.
He is willing to try anything. I'm going to have to bring him some. But man, this dish. And so things ended up happening. I ended up visiting somebody's house for a very long time. Sometimes ministry just happens, moments. And it's not even just in the pastor world. You have moments of ministry. And this lady's a family friend. We consider family. And they had just made a big change in their lives. They moved, not just denomination. Is it denomination? No, not just denomination. I think it was a whole shift in religion, I think.
Isn't that denomination?
I think that's denomination, yeah. Because sometimes people say denominations within the Christian church.
Oh.
But they've become Catholic.
Okay, I see.
And so they were sharing it with us, and it's caused a lot of trouble in their lives because people who are Protestant are like, what are you doing? Are you crazy? And so it's like a lot of family friends, they have to make boundaries. And so we're just sitting with them. We're like, let's just be here with you in this and just know that we're still here. We love you. We're here. And it was a good experience. It was a good time, but it took the entire day we were over there. And so that was crazy. And so I didn't get to have it with my mom. So Mom, if you're watching this, she probably does. We're gonna reschedule, and I was kind of sad about it. But then that other meal came, and food is, I don't know, the perfect everything, perfect temperature. Everything is at arm's length reach, and it's hand to face conversation. I mean, it's wonderful. It's
the ultimate love language.
Yes.
food.
It is. It is. God knew it. And we're going to be sitting at the welcome table one of these days. So, yeah. Well, with that being said, let's move into a season of prayer here, if we could. I'm lifting you up, Sister T, with the last name H. And I didn't know who it was until I talked about it more. They've been to church some before, but it was an accident, I think, with a brother.
I think that's what they said, because it was on the same day that my friend's uncle was. And that's why they were like, oh, that they were talking about. But so my friend Amber, which she's commented before, but yeah, her uncle was also killed in a motorcycle accident.
Man, so I can see how that parallel would be made.
Yeah.
So how are they? Have you heard anything from them?
I think they had the service this last weekend. I know when I talked to Amber, I don't think it was yesterday. I think it was Monday. And she was down there in Mississippi. So they were down there for that.
Okay. We talked about somebody else. I don't remember. Let's just say, is there any others that you can think of?
My dad.
Your dad, yeah,
that he does it to put himself back into AFib because he's not taking it easy.
Yes, Dad, take it easy. Take it easy. We're going to pray for you right now. Just praying for future plans. I don't know, this summer, try to balance everything.
Yeah.
And health, I think, is always a thing for your...
Tilt table test. It'll be interesting. They told me not to eat or drink anything because apparently a lot of people throw up on it. So I'm like...
Oh, no.
I don't see me doing that. I don't really. It takes a lot for me to throw up unless I'm like sick.
Yeah.
But even when I get migraines, I'll get sick to my stomach, but I don't throw up.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I've heard migraines can take you there. Oh, man. Okay. My friends out there watching, listening, the power of prayer. And I think it is understated how the God of the universe hears when we speak to him. And sometimes it's immediate, it feels, sometimes it seems like it takes a while, but he says, ask, seek, knock. And so we're going to keep doing it. Whatever it is that you're praying about, whatever it is you're walking through, ask, seek, knock. Let's keep asking, seeking, knocking together. And let's pray, shall we? Heavenly Father, I just think about all the things that we talk about on this podcast, and I'm just thankful for this episode, this time that we have to lift you up as we come before you in the gifts that you have given us. We just want to lift up those around us. We want to lift up each other, walking through this life one day at a time in this space between the cross and the second coming, your second coming. Lord, there's a lot going on, and you know it well. You're still on the throne. There's a lot of hardship. There's a lot of fear. There's a lot of pain and a lot of loss. And so, Lord, I'm thinking about the prayer requests that have come up. I'm thinking about Sister T, and that you would be with her heart right now, Lord. It's hard when we lose the people that we love. And it seems like there were 2 motorcycle situations. Lord, I pray for that family as well, which I forget her name again is
Amber.
Amber. Lord, I lift up Amber right now. She's, after a tragedy, trying to get back into the swing of things, trying to get back into living life, and also carrying that weight is just so difficult, Lord. And so I just lift them up, Lord. I'm lifting up Dad. I don't know his name, but I'm calling him Dad.
John.
I'm lifting up John. And Lord, as just in our conversation, just the man that he is, Lord, you've made him to be just a steady, ongoing individual. Lord, I pray that you would give him the rest he needs and the wisdom to know when to take it, Lord. I'm thankful for the procedures, the doctors, and the time that things were caught. I pray for the hearts of the family, thinking of Kaylin, thinking of all the family that surrounds, Lord, thinking about this TTT test that's coming up, Lord. I just want to lift up Julie in a special way with all the changes and then trying to go about things with no water and desiring it more than ever. Lord, you're the bread of life, but you're also that living water. And we're just asking for that today as this episode. We thank you and ask all of these things in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
Yeah, and then of course I think we prayed for our loaded tea friends as well.
Yeah.
And lifting them up as well. Yeah. So picking up from where we left off here, we did the prayer requests. So here it is, the big reveal. Okay. So I'm gonna do our intro music here, and then we'll jump right on in. What time is your test, by the way?
I have to be there at 11:45.
11:45. Okay, that's great. Okay. It is. What is it? June 24th.
Yes.
2026. The year of our Lord. And you are here with Fred and
Julie.
And you're listening to
Mind. Manna.
And the Maker. Welcome back once again, friends. We have an exciting topic today that I thought was fascinating because Julie mentions it. And I think just in the way she handles things with John, with her dad, and I think with everything, you have learned how to bless and release.
I have been working on that for a very long time.
How long would you say you've been working on that for?
30 comes to mind, so probably a decade.
Years. Oh, decade. Oh, okay. Okay, a decade.
A decade, I would say. I think at 30, which is after Aiden was born. He was born that year. Yeah. And I think I was doing work. I was at St. Francis still. And I think between that, because I didn't move to private practice until 2017, learning to work on, okay, I can't change this. I can't work harder than my clients. I can match them, but I cannot work harder than them. And there's a very fine line with that as a therapist and me as a person. I tend to work hard in everything that I do, then that wears me out. And then I get into this, I can't do anything more. And that happens at home. That's why I had to transition away from director of Pathfinders. I'm still part of Pathfinders this year, but I'm not being the director. Just with Kaylin being at Sunnydale this year and all of that, like all the moving pieces, there's not enough of me to go around.
Yes.
And I had learned, because my dad's an avid fisher, and so catch and release. This is where I came up with bless and release.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, my goodness. I didn't know we're going to have to go fishing. I don't know if you guys eat what you catch, but I'm all about it.
Aiden loves to.
Really?
Aiden loves to,
man,
yeah.
Yes. I like that. Catch and release, bless and release. I want to look at you in your face, and I just want to give you a shout out because I know however you interpreted the time that you were lead with Pathfinders, I just want to say, man, you've done things that none of us have been able to do since I got here. I'm sure I shaved a couple of years off of my life in part of it, trying to make that work. And I feel that you have done, through the power of God, things moved mountains, I'm going to say. And so thank you, shout out to you for everything. And you're not done yet, apparently, but just in that capacity, because it's not easy.
No,
it's just not easy. And you have life happening. You're running a business. You got a family. You're a wife, and now you're Pathfinder director. Craziness. And so I just wanted to give you a shout out for that, and say that I need to go fishing with your dad, and that I like that. So that's the bless and release. I'm hoping this can be a training for that. I'm wanting to be able to bless and release, to learn how to do that. Let's see. So I want to share just a short little story, and because I like when the episodes deal with me in life. And so I'm thinking you came to this place, there wasn't enough of you to go around, and you're like, okay, this has to stop. And so you're paying attention. God's giving this to you. Your dad, catch and release. Just last night, I don't know, I have a way in my mind that I believe things should go. And it just should. And you imagine ahead.
Yep.
From here, you're going to get up. You're going to check your phone maybe. You're not going to drink water because you're used to grabbing your cup right there. You're going to go upstairs. You're going to go into your car. You're going to drive, I think, directly there. I don't know. And
because I need to find it, because I don't. They're like, it's southeast of the building. I'm like, I don't know where that is. Yeah. I am direction illiterate. Like, what road is it closest to?
That's still good. That's still good. Because, see, sometimes when some people give directions, you've probably heard this, make a left at the tree.
See,
right at the rock.
That is exactly how I need someone to tell me.
Yes.
But when they say you need to go north, I'm like,
yeah,
I don't know where that is.
Yeah. Yeah. What is this? No, yeah, I'm the same way. And I've been shamed for it. But to all of you out there who are
direction illiterate,
God bless you. Okay. Because God has gifted you in ways that people with true north maybe may have or may not have. So anyways, we're going to normalize this. It's okay not to know. Especially, I used to work at a place where I had to do cabling and tea. And so you have to go in the basement, which we're in a basement, And I had to be at the upstairs of the house, put the box up there, and then go into the basement and then wire it through. And I'm like, I don't know where I'm at in the basement. So direction, all of that, it's a mess. So I went to the gas station and I'm getting gas, and everything is about scarcity. You're running out of time. I'm running out of steps because I need to go to the restroom. And it's crisis. And I have this banking system, which is fantastic. I love it. But it doesn't have an app because it's meant for business, actually. But I like it because I use it in my life, because I used to do envelopes. Do you remember them? That there was a company, they used
Dave
to call
Ramsey?
themselves,
Or
it may have been him, or maybe it started
there is another
off,
one. I think it starts with a B or R. But yeah, the envelope system with cash. Yeah.
Exactly. And so I started to do that, and I got my money and I would put it in. But see, now cash is not a thing.
Some places you still can.
You still can.
But you don't get pennies back.
I know. What do I do now? Yeah. I've been collecting them as souvenirs. I found one the other day.
You can still turn them in.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we have a big old whiskey bottle.
Whiskey.
Not that we used it.
Did it?
It's like it inherited to us when I married Adam. He had it.
Oh, no kidding.
And we've just been putting pennies in it
Yeah.
since I was pregnant with Kaylin.
Wow. How full is it? That's crazy. How
So-
much would you estimate was in there?
I would hope several $100s.
Yeah, that's great.
So we really need to go take it into the bank and get it cashed.
I wonder at the bottom because you guys started that. Anyways, that's fantastic. Yeah. The year of the coins. But anyway, so I go there and I'm sitting there and I'll get stuck at a point, and I realize when you're playing a basketball game and you miss a shot, it's like, what do? You run to the other end to play defense. But what I do is I'll stand there, and this is mentally, at the goal that I missed and stare at it and be like, oh, what happened? And I noticed you were talking about wasting time and energy. Your father is in the hospital on Father's Day. You could have spent all that time counting the curses. I'm dealing with my own stuff. And I'm not saying this stuff doesn't cross your mind, right? I'm sure these things pass before your view, but it's how you learn to handle them.
Yeah.
And so it's like you're sitting there and you're like, you missed the shot, you're standing there at the goal, and you need to get down to the other end, but you're celebrating your loss. You're like, why? And
what could I have done differently?
Just going through it. And I should have done this. I should have, could have, would have. And it ends up being a deal where I'm at the gas station. This banking system that I use, it does little buckets. And it's like those mind map things with the lines.
So gas, you have this much money in gas.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the cool thing is each of them has a routing number and a checking, which is really crazy because usually it's only checking and savings. But I have like 20, 30 of these things, and it just generates them. And you move your money to the different buckets. And so, but there's no app, so you have to do it on your laptop. And so I carry my laptop around. Usually I have enough in all the buckets, but this time it was the perfect storm. And I had in my mind what I was trying to do. I was trying to get home to Moses because he had been there the whole time, and he's okay by himself, but I needed to get over there. It'd been a while.
Yeah.
And so I'm trying to get over there. I'm trying to get some gas. I'm running out of gas. I've got body issues that I need to go to the restroom, but I can't because I need to transfer this money. And so it's like there's a point where you have to just say, okay, I'm going to have to move on. And it's like that's the part. The moving on is really hard for me. And I feel like this bless and release thing you're talking about, I'm wondering, is that only because when you say the word bless, it sounds like you're something good, but is it, and then releasing, I get the last part is letting go.
Yeah.
But what do you mean by bless?
In my case, how it is, it's not even in my case, most of the time, it's not good because so it's not in. This is the example I usually give. This is when it happens the most with me. And it's not to say I don't get frustrated either, but I'm driving and someone is just being not considerate in the road and they zoom past or they're honking and I'm not doing anything right. I'm going the speed limit, maybe even a mile over. I'm not doing anything wrong, but they are being very, and so it would used to take me hours away from my day of just ruminating. Why are they being such buttholes? Why are they this and all of this? And I would just feel a sinking into my body of this negativity, and it would absolutely just leak into all areas of life.
Perfectly said. It leaks.
And so it got to the point I'm like, okay, And I don't remember, there was no epiphany of the immediate spot of, I need to let this go. This kind of merged into, I think, working with clients and everything. But I was like, I cannot keep hanging on to this. And actually, I don't know who came up with this, but I'll give an example or an equation that I usually give with usually teen clients.
Oh, nice.
But I was like, all right, you have $84,000 in the bank.
All right, 84,000. Ooh,
That's
great.
a lot. I mean, man, that feels comfortable.
Yeah.
And you go in there and you see a fraudulent charge for $400.
$400.
So you're now down to what? 83,600?
600, yeah.
If you have that much money in the bank,
Yes.
$400, it might be inconvenient, but it's not going to be like devastating.
Yeah,
You're like, seriously, you call the bank, you do whatever. But ultimately, you still have a lot of money.
Yeah, you're not going to lose too much sleep.
So we have about 84,000 seconds in our day.
Oh, that's good. I didn't know that. 84,000 seconds. Okay, got it.
I'm off probably a bit, but 400 seconds. Ooh. How many minutes is that approximately?
Yeah. So there's a 60. Let's see. There's 60 minutes in an hour.
40 divided by 60. I mean, you're like looking at 7-ish. I don't know, 7-ish minutes.
Yeah, 7 minutes.
In a 7-minute time frame, how are we allowing the rest of our day to be destroyed by 7 minutes?
7 minutes. Oh my goodness.
And so the events that I have with someone driving it never lasts that long. Right. Usually it's 30 seconds, if that. It's maybe in 5 seconds. Oh, but man, if you're hanging on to that for any longer than what you just experienced, they just stole time from you.
Oh, man.
And so that's what I'm like, all right. So I'm like, I'll do this in the car. The kids will tell you, I'm like, why can't you just drive normal?
Not New York, guys. We're in Wichita.
And I'm there might be some, not cuss words, but maybe some fragrant words. That,
yes, expressive. Yes.
But I was like, all right. So how I would start reframing this is I was like, Lord, I don't know what's going on in their life. This is the bless. I don't know what's going on in their life. They could be running to the hospital because their dad was in the hospital, or they just found out that their kid wasn't picked up from the daycare because they had a car accident. We don't know. Yeah. We have no idea. They could be just inconsiderate people. It is not my job to make that assumption. I don't know.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And so this is where I'm like, Lord, I don't know what's going on in their life, but please, whatever's happening, just touch them. Just let them know that you are there. And I take a breath and I breathe it out.
Whoa.
And so that's my process that I do. I'll do that in there. I'll do that even with clients. Like I think I've mentioned when I drive, even when we were praying, I was praying for a client that is just struggling right now, and I'm walking with them, but there's times where we come at this and we do not know where to go forward. And sometimes it's like blind leading the blind, and it feels like that. Yeah. And all my training, it doesn't work for situations like this because training isn't what's needed. It's relational. It's connection is what's needed. And training did not set that up. And I don't feel like I have a problem with connection in general. I feel like I connect pretty well with most people. But when we're in with sessions and I'm in with sessions, the depth that I connect with people, the stories I hear, their life stories are deeper than what I would, I think, probably get from most connections I have even here at church.
Wow, that's incredible.
And so I pray often as I'm going, and I don't have any clients today actually because I have all of the appointments, but I'm like, Lord, I don't know what's going on. And I have a lot of clients, I think this way, all of my clients. I'm like, but please help touch them in any way, even if they're atheist. I have clients that are, and it does not bother me at all. I won't bring up necessarily religion and that. If they ask, I do, but I don't bring it up, but I can still pray.
That's true.
And so that's something that I do. And one of the things that I remember as a kid, prayer without ceasing. And I don't know that I think it's constantly having a prayerful mind, whether or not you're like, dear Lord, dear Lord, It's like, I am trying to bless and release throughout my day, and I'll do it multiple times a day. Sometimes it just naturally happens that I don't think about it. Wow. Sometimes it's like, okay, Lord, these kids, they are really testing my patience today. I love them, but man, And I'll tell them too. I'm like, guys, come on.
I love you. But hey, so.
And so that's where that bless and release equation.
Oh, how amazing is that? I could not guess for the world. I was like, what is the bliss part? Because I was like, at first I was like, it sounded toxic positivity. It's like, oh, you cut me off on the road again. It's like, oh, like,
no, I don't have that smile on my face.
Like trying to be positive about it, even though, and that's not it. I think it's what you just said. I think it's fascinating. I think I'm going to start practicing. It sounds like it's a part of what you do.
It is. I do it probably every day. I'm like, okay. And a lot of times now it just happens so fast because I've practiced it so much. And then I'm like, all right, it's on. I mean, sometimes throughout the day, I'm like, I wonder what was happening. And I hope they got to their destination. And I am human. And sometimes I'm like, I hope they got stopped by the police. Like,
what I enjoy doing is when they wanted this to be New York, and we're in Wichita, friends, and they were behind me, and I could see the light up there, and I'm going the speed limit, like you said. Go, they zoom around me,
and then they stop anyway,
and then they end up at the same stop. So I'm right beside them at this point. And we're like,
and then exactly, like how much of you really wants to look over, but I don't look over. I'm like, nope, I'm just keeping my head. Because I've had people look at me and I'm like, no, I'm not giving them any eye contact.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, man. So one of the things I wanted to bring up, it was something that had happened. I realized that there's a new episode that's coming up that you talked about was autopilot. And I realized that sometimes when we go through a day, some of the behaviors of people, it's like programming. And it's just a response. And I don't know if it's a trauma or whatever it was, but we're doing nominating committee. And it's like, you never know what somebody's dealing with or going through. And I think it's important to take that. I think the bless and release is so important now, because I really could have used somebody to bless and release, because I was on my way to it, and I was running a couple minutes late, but it was for a good reason. But whether it's not, or it is or not, if someone would consider, hey, pastor life, hashtag, we're dealing with the oppressed, the poor, the orphan, the stranger, the widow.
Yeah.
And it can happen at any time. And I'm realizing that more and more, the more you make yourself available. And I'm sure you experience this as a therapist. And that's the dichotomy of that, right? You can have somebody in for a session, but then when the Holy Spirit's, hey, but you have to still try to keep it in the bounds. And so, and this person was just, I wasn't there, and they did their programming, their shame programming, the nodding of the head or the wagging of the finger. And I'm just like, maybe we need a pastor moment. I don't know. It's because we're trained to be very understanding.
Yeah.
We're trained to listen. And I'm a very good listener. But when it's time to otherwise
confront.
Yeah, that can be a thing. And it's like people will sometimes poop on you, and you forget. That's why bless and release, I think, is important. There's that aspect of being able to, I don't know, walk with people through it, to maybe help. I don't know. That's another episode. We'll leave that with the autopilot thing. But to help others with their autopilot, I don't know. It's an interesting thing.
I'm going to go back a bit. What happened with your whole gas station experience?
Yeah, no, I'm glad so it ended up being where I had to, there was no bless. It was release. And some of it was at the restroom, but some of it was just me knowing that I had to just like, whoa, I've been stuck here in the parking lot. I could have got gas and went and did other things, been at the house with Moses, but I just realized I was stuck. And so I was like, man, this really, and then the podcast title came into my head, and I was like, man, I wonder what Julie's going to say about bless and release, because I'm like, I cannot
see how you would use that in this situation.
Yeah, I was stuck in that gear, and I just could not let go of in what I imagined it to be. And I'm glad the ending of that story. There is gas in the car. I did get Moses, and I did get to a restroom.
Yay! So it's a win.
It's a win. It's a win. And so whatever this is, I want to know. I want to learn how to do that. I want to make that a part of my life, even if it takes 10 years. Blessing and release.
Do you have a thing with public bathrooms?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
I'm particular. I
Okay.
guess. Quick Trip is the only one because these other
They're
places,
usually pretty clean.
usually, sometimes they're not, but
The women's ones are. I
they
don't
are?
know that
Okay.
I've said. I have been in a men's restroom before, but it was on a mission trip, and we were all in our bus, and we were all like, it's all youth mission trip, like 14 and over. And so we're all out, and you can just see these people faces every time a whole bunch of kids get out of a bus. Are like, oh no. Anyway, we all come out, we all have our shirts on, and anyway, lines out the door, obviously all the women, but all the guys are like, man, I'm like, screw this, someone stand here, I'm using it, I don't care. And so I went and used, and I'm like, oh, don't sit on the seat, don't sit on the seat.
You learn skills that you just
Squat.
how to hover.
Okay, but growing out in the country, I had to learn how to pee in the country, in the woods anyway.
Oh, no kidding.
And so you just have to learn, and so you kind of use those same skills.
That is great. That will assist you in camping. Like
Yep.
if you're surviving out there, that's great. See, skills. But I have to apologize, guys. I don't know. We got to do better with the bathroom. I don't know what we're doing. I don't know what we're doing in there. But it's
Not great things.
Myth. 20% accuracy. It's horrible.
I think it's like, oh, it's a game now.
It's a game now. That's right. That's right. So that story ended pretty well. But one of the words that I was looking up, I was just cognitive rigidity. That was a weird one. It was like difficulty adapting when reality changes.
Yeah. Okay. So I think I've brought this up. I think we talked about it, executive function.
Oh yeah, the brain. Guys, see the previous episode. We have
back to the brain.
Yeah.
So we have executive function, and I think I brought this up multiple ones, but our frontal cortex is where our executive functions lie.
Okay.
So this is problem solving. This is all of these abilities to respond in the moment. Now, our amygdala helps regulate emotions, all of those things. And then, the back brain goes into fight or flight. But in our executive skills, being able to think through something, regulate an emotion, all of those kind of have access first in the frontal cortex. And cognitive rigidity, which also goes along with psychological flexibility. I actually have low flexibility on my executive skill function.
Interesting.
And if I do not, and so you gave an example of this, if I think, okay, I need to go here, I need to go here, I need to go here, and if something throws off that, I panic.
Oh, man.
And I think I told you, was it? No, it was after our last one. Last Thursday, Kaylin had her very first driving. I think it was.
Okay.
When we met last Wednesday, Kaylin had, because Thursday was her first driving, and then Monday she had her second driving, and then today's her last 3 or 2 hour driving.
2 hour. Come on, Kaylin, you got this.
So
you got this.
Thursday, it had been storming, and this has to do with communication as well. And so I'm calling myself out here. Adam and I did not handle this well. And this kind of connects on a lot of Adam had just gone off of work. And so he was home, and I was like, okay, it's storming though.
Yeah.
Kaylin decided to drive for the first time because I gave her the option. I even asked the driving instructor, hey, we can reschedule if it's easier. Anyway, Kaylin's, no, I want to drive. Whoa. And she hates storms.
Oh, no.
Hates them.
Yeah.
She goes into panic attacks from here if there's a tornado drill, and she doesn't know, she can't see outside, and she can't think. So this is how bad. I'm like, Kaylin, hey, it's storming. I want to drive.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. There's a lot of maturity there that's been, I think she wants to drive more than she's scared of storms.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah.
Anyway, Adam, he came in, I'm leaving. I'm like, whoa, what? He's like, yeah, I have a meeting. I was like, yeah, but I thought that was online.
Yeah.
He's like, no, it's in person. I'm like, you didn't communicate that. And so I start getting elevated because I have to leave.
Oh, no.
And I was like, I have to leave. I have appointments. I cannot miss this. I did rearrange my first one so I could be there to meet the driving instructor because I didn't want to let her go out with a stranger because that's panic.
Absolutely.
But he was like, we talked about this. I was like, no, you didn't tell me that it was in person. Oh. I was like, who are going to be here with the dogs? Oh, it's storming. Oh, Aiden can't handle them by themselves. I have to see. And then immediately he shuts down and walks off, and I get mad. I was like, we've got to figure this out. Yeah. And so I end up starting to yell. And there's nothing to figure out. And so we're having a human moment.
I like that. I'm going to use this terminology. I have had human moments.
Yeah. And so And there's nothing we can do. And I just am going to stay. I was like, we need to talk this out. Let's at least come to this. But he had already in his mind, there's nothing to talk out. But emotionally, I did not feel like it was addressed. And afterwards, like, we have worked through it. We've talked about it. We repaired the rupture, which is very important.
Indeed.
And we repaired it in front of the kids because they saw it. I mean,
yeah.
And we weren't name calling, weren't doing that, but we were elevated. My flexibility was gone.
Yeah. Yeah.
And because this and this, the storm, Kaylin's driving for the first time with a stranger, like she's driving and then this happens, like everything just layered up. And usually I've worked hard enough to be able to breathe. Say, okay, we'll figure. I couldn't. I reached my limit and my flexibility was gone. I was in cognitive rigidity at that point.
Oh man, I know this.
And we didn't. And this is on me. I was a little spiteful because Adam he likes a hug and a kiss goodbye, and I walked out. And I couldn't touch anybody. I was just very upset. And so I went into session. Unfortunately, even though I was trying to release it, it took me a lot longer too, because this is on a very personal level. And so again, Adam and I were able to talk it out because he has executive skill functions with ADHD. And while I don't have ADHD, I still have the struggle with those flexibilities. And so we have to come back and talk about it. And those are moments in that where I was able to share later. I was like, I didn't feel emotionally safe when you walked off in the middle of me talking. It was like a dismissed, don't care, whatever. Like that, I just felt very dismissed. And I get it. He was tired. And so we both had very human experiences where he was just getting off of night shift, which he works, and I was just getting up to go to work. We're about to both send a daughter out to the wild. And so we were both dealing with a lot of this stuff. And so we had some not super pleasant human moments.
Man, I'm using that human moments thing, and I appreciate that so much. I think about even just with, I don't know how to, I know how to compartmentalize, but I've had that where you're getting ready to preach, or you're getting ready to teach or do something. And we've just, the people you love the most, the people that are closest in you, and it seems like a turn between us and each other. And then I have to still keep going. And that's the hard part for me. I'm like,
because your heart's hurting.
Yeah. Man, that's that rigidity part of it. That's such a good example of that. Man. Okay. So psychological rigidity. Why do violated expectations hurt? What happens neurologically when plans change? And I guess that's where that rigidity, and then you said flexibility, comes into play.
A lot of times people go into the fight or flight. I go into fight.
I guess.
Yeah, and Adam went into flight. And so our old patterns kicked up. Yeah. And then when he flees, I'm like, and he's even worse. And so our old patterns tend to resurface. And I think that's the part where the more we work on these old patterns tend to stay dormant, but they're not ever gone.
Yeah.
And I think that's something we have to give grace to ourselves and our significant others. And we can work harder and harder where they're more dormant for longer and longer. But I think it's something, as humans being in a sinful world, we're always going to have glimpses of it in situations piled up like that.
I think that's where, and Denise is really good about this, but I'm more of like a resentful person. And so I hang on to stuff. And the way that she is, that they're very expressive and outward. They've learned to
talk it out.
And though it's rough, I'm like, man, that technique, it doesn't work, but they get it out. Whereas I'll keep it in, and on our side, we just don't talk about it. And we've been teaching each other on how to find balance with that.
Yeah.
And so it's a thing where in my heart, I'll hold on to stuff, and I'm trying to remember where I was going with this. It'll come back here in a second, but just the fact that she's learned how to accept me the way I am. And I didn't like that statement, accepting somebody the way they are, because I feel like you're just allowing them to do whatever.
To not change and not grow.
To not grow. But I think what she's talking about is what you alluded to, is just that dormant part that we're both working at it, and sometimes that emerges, but to accept her the way she is. And I notice she really does accept me the way I am. And as God is revealing my blind spots, I'm like, oh, that's terrible. Oh, you've been dealing with that. But she really does that well. And so that grace has kind of helped me to be like, okay, when she goes into that mode, that when she gets scared or something, she goes into an autopilot, which doesn't tie in back to the other autopilot people I was talking about. But I can accept better and, like you said, know that and still love her through it and love each other through it. But man, yeah, great stuff. So GPS recalibration, healthy minds recalculate, rigid minds keep demanding a U-turn. Key, here's a phrase: the brain loves certainty, growth requires flexibility.
Yep.
There's a verse here I wanted to share in Proverbs 3, verse 5 and 6. I think I need to pull it up because I thought I had it on here. Do you mind pulling it up on your phone?
Okay.
Proverbs 3, 5 through 6.
This is off topic, but I got a new deodorant and I keep smelling it. It smells so good.
Isn't that great when you have found... We're going to have to take a commercial break while you find that, because this has been the battle of my life. Like, we've all used those deodorants that have aluminum in them.
Yes.
And now, or all these ingredients, and now we're at this place in history where the less ingredients, the better. Whereas back in the 80s, you're like, wow, more ingredients means more. It's like benzo, try something, 8, like, I don't even know. But please do, pray, tell, what is it?
Okay, so I do a different combo. So you've heard of Lume?
I have.
All right, so I get the non-scented Lume and the sweat one because I do not like sweating. And so this one isn't aluminum. It's something else that's not supposed to trigger like cancer or whatever. And so it has something else in it. It does not, and right out of the bottle, smell good. It smells like BO and stinky feet. But for whatever reason, that counteracts the chemicals in your body to cut smell. And so I put that on after a shower, which is supposed to be good for 24 hours or 72 hours. No, not for me. It's like 24. But then once that's all soaked in and all that, I use Native. Yeah, and Native is really good on the Yucca app. It's like good. And so I got one. It's called Japanese Pear. And it's a new seasonal one, and it smells so good. And anyway, I got him like, Adam, smell it. It's Japanese pear. And he's okay.
Oh man,
he loves Japanese, so like culture and everything. Yeah. So he's okay. But I like fruit, and so fruit anyway, is good, yes. And so I put the Lume on first, and then let that soak, so it has the sweat-proof part, and then the Native on top of it, and I'm good for a day for that. And then I just do the process again.
So great. I'm so glad somebody has found a way, because I've been trying to find, I go to the health food store. That's been a thing for us. And I got so frustrated that I reverted back to what I was using before with all the aluminum in it. But I want to go back and find something. And I've tried the Lume. They market it. You can put it everywhere.
They have the lotion one.
Yeah. But I'm thinking about trying that one you're talking about.
They have a guy's one. Too, and so I don't know if the formula is any different. Yeah, but
I'm gonna have to take a look at this. Yeah, okay, that was a great commercial break, guys. Put in the comments what deodorant you're using. We need to know this, because I'm on a quest. Because for guys, I don't know what it is. Maybe I need to drink more water. But I am a goat. I was talking about my mom making goat for me. Sometimes I smell like a goat. And that's what we're trying to combat here.
I grew up on the country with goats. You do not smell like a goat.
Oh, good. See, there you go. There is confirmation. I do not smell like a goat yet. But I am thankful. Thank you for that. But anyways, yes. So Proverbs 3, verse 5 through 6.
All right. It says, trust in the Lord with all your heart. Do not depend on your own understanding. Seek his way, his will in all you do, and he will show you which path to take. Yep.
Yeah, man, that's great, because I feel like that's exactly what you're saying when you're driving and that person cuts you off. You're like, I'm not going to lean on my own understanding. Now, some days go better than others.
Yep.
But that's really, you're putting this verse into practice is what you're doing. So faith is not getting God to approve our script. Faith is trusting him when he changes it. And there's a couple
I think part of it, does he change the script or does he change our heart?
Oh, that's good. Changes. Oh, okay. That's even better. Yeah, because the script doesn't always happen. Our hearts. Yeah.
Because I don't think he has changed the script in biblical terms. It's stayed the same.
It did.
But one of the things, who was it? I think it was actually a client, because they came in, they saw that I had a Christian perspective on, and so it's an open conversation. And we were talking about coming as you are. And I was like, God actually, he does say come as you are, but he doesn't say stay as you are.
Ooh, that's a good one.
And so that's why I think it connects with this too, is the script. He doesn't change the script. He changes our heart to fit the script.
Man, I like that. I like that. I think of a very misunderstood verse that talks about Pharaoh, and you remember the plagues and it says, and I know there's something deeper to it where it says God hardened Pharaoh's heart, but Pharaoh had a big ego problem. And he thought he was a god.
Okay, how I interpret that is, while it said God hardened his heart, I think through what God was doing, Pharaoh's heart was hardened in itself. I don't know that but God did the plagues, and that hardened Pharaoh's heart. And I think that's probably how it was interpreted, as God hardened his heart. But I think it was an outcome to the plagues. His heart was already in a hardening space.
I agree.
And the plagues just hardened it more.
Yeah, that helped him to be, because it actively go where his heart was already headed.
Yeah, because it comes out as God, it's hard, but I don't think that was the case at all. I think because he was like, hey, I'm doing what I'm saying, and here are the plagues. Bam.
Yeah.
Here's my script. Yeah. How are you going to respond?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like our kids when they're like, can you please pick up your room? No, I don't want to. I'm like, okay, if you do not pick up your room, this is going to happen.
Yeah.
Did the parent give the kid a meltdown?
No, he did not. That's
They'll tell you.
Yeah,
They're like, you made me unhappy.
That's right. I love that. Yes.
So the parent didn't cause the meltdown, but the kid will say he did.
That's right. Pharaoh had a little meltdown. It makes me think he's like a kid. You know what I'm saying? When you're a person like Pharaoh with all that power, you just get whatever you want. That's pretty much what he was doing. Yeah, like a mini. Oh my goodness.
That was a mini. Perfect. That was a huge temper tantrum.
Yes, it was. And a question. What if some of God's greatest work begins after our original plans fall apart?
I think that's all of it. All the time.
Yeah.
I mean, now they might not fall apart to the part that we are like homeless, but I think it absolutely, because we have flawed thinking.
Yeah.
We just do. Add in lack of sleep.
Man, the factors, man.
And then it's even more flawed. And so I think that so many of the time we have to be at our most vulnerable to be able to see God's plan.
Man. And it's amazing. I'll notice more and more as I'm getting older that it's never the first step. There's sometimes the 2-step or 3-step where it's trusting him through the first or second phase when it's not the desired outcome or it doesn't make sense.
To us, it doesn't.
Yeah, and that's a big thing. Moses asked me a question the other night, and it was supposed to be like a simple question. I don't know if you've ever done this. Your kids,
all the time.
They're just asking it's a million questions, but it's just a simple question for a simple answer, and it's usually because there's something been working in his mind, and Moses is doing the calisthenics thing, which you've seen, and he was like, I think in his mind, he was thinking of his goal. He was like, this is what I want to accomplish this summer. And he's going hard. He's got a little something set up in the garage and everything. And so he's like, Dad, what's your greatest desire? And I'm like, son. And I gave him like a 20 minutes. And then when I was done, he was just like, I was like, what's yours? He's like, I just want to be able to do the lever pull up. And I was like, oh, I guess you were just looking for a short answer on that.
They always are, because Aiden was like, Mom, you didn't have to explain it so long. I'm like,
oh, man, yeah.
But Aiden, you need this wisdom because there's something.
Yeah. And that question kind of ties into, I don't know, what your greatest desire is. And this is what my thought was. So it ties into what we said earlier with your being the Julie Ladd of therapy. Because I think you're a rock star, being the Messi of soccer, of FIFA. There's a guy that I went to school with. He's a barber. He's a master barber. I want to be that. My greatest desire is to be that to God. Like when God is in the sanctuary, he's talking to the Son, seated at the right hand of the Father. And he's, that Fred guy, he doesn't get it right all the time. He has a little trouble blessing and releasing. But he wants what I want. And not only that, he's willing to sacrifice what things appear to be for that purpose. Because sometimes it's the first step he's leading you through, it just doesn't, it's like, this does not support my goals, Lord. This doesn't match my vision board. This doesn't match my plans.
Yeah.
And he says, I know the plans I have for you.
Jeremiah 29:11.
Look at you. Yeah.
That's my favorite verse.
Is it really? Oh, man. He's got good things. And so I have to remember that this portion of it doesn't make much sense, but I'm going to trust. You used that T word earlier, trust.
Yeah.
So I think that's fantastic. We're going to try to land the plane here soon. We've gone some time now. Let's see what time is. Okay. So what's the difference between surrender and giving up? Because it seems like bless and release, bless, and I think of butterflies.
That one to me sounds more like surrender.
Oh.
I'm surrendering this heaviness and giving it to God.
Giving it to God.
Giving up is just like the temper tantrum piece. Fine, I don't want to do this. I'm like, blah, and you just fall on the floor.
The Pharaoh fall on the floor fit. Yes.
Kicking and screaming and like hitting your fist out. To me, that's how it is. Giving up is a complete depletion of just desire and then I think it, and again, I'm interpreting this based on my own. It does not mean this is right. Yeah. But giving up is more of a self-destructive piece where surrender is like, all right, I think there's a bigger plan for this. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Please take this from me.
I like that breath with that. Yeah. And then there's a freedom in that, right? All up to you to figure out. So I appreciate that. Man, that's good. But yeah, you're right. Nothing matters when you're giving up. Nothing matters. Withdrawal, hopelessness, surrender. God still matters. Participation, trust, curiosity.
Yeah.
Leaning in.
I love that word.
Man, yeah. I'm very curious. So surrender is not quitting. Surrender is trusting and gratitude. Blessing is not approving.
Correct.
Right? Blessing is acknowledging that something meaningful can still emerge, which is what you were saying. Illness, betrayal, delayed dreams, unexpected loss, disappointment, things like that.
And we will all go through that.
Yeah.
I think that is something that I've had to work on most in understanding, okay, Lord, I know on this journey that we are on this earth, those things will happen.
Yeah.
We're going to lose loved ones. I have. Thankfully, my dad got through the hospital and all of that, but it just indicates how fragile life is.
Yeah.
And these are things that will happen if we're on this world long enough.
That's so true. And that's been scaring me lately. I don't know why. I've had loss, and I think I've learned to protect myself from loss by not being moved or surprised by anything. And as I'm getting older and I'm slowing down and I'm starting to be present in my body, which I've learned from you, as I'm learning these things, and now I'm getting ready to learn this new skill of blessing and releasing. But in all of that, now that I'm becoming more of a human, now you start to feel more and you start to see more and hear more and sense more. And then now I'm at this time in my life where now the lost train is about to stop at my station. I have aging parents. Love my mom to death. And it's like you're working through the stuff in your life, the traumas and the stuff and the reconciliation and the different relationships in your life, while at the same time there's another train of the loss coming. And so it seems like there's two things coming, and you want to be present and you want to be available and you want to savor and you want to love. And anyways, it's interesting. It's an interesting time to be alive. Nobody tells you about this in the 40s, guys. Maybe there's books on it. I don't know. Your body.
If not, hey, there's an opening.
There's an opening. That's right. I'll tell you the story. Yeah. Yeah. So why does gratitude often help people navigate difficulty more effectively, you would say?
I think because it's the way our heart is. It's the opposite of hardened heart.
Oh, yes.
It's a softened heart.
Yeah, that's right.
It's the ability to say, okay, in this I am grateful for ... And one of the techniques that I use with clients is the 1, 2, 3 technique.
Ooh.
Identify the negative, normalize, neutralize it, and positive shift it.
I like that. Okay, slower for me. Okay.
So identify the negative.
Okay.
That's 1.
Okay.
2 is normalize or neutralize it.
Okay.
And then 3 is positive shift it.
Positive shift it.
And so for a client, and I give this example all the time, my grandmother passed away. January was 4 years. And I miss her. I miss calling her on the way to school to pick the kids up to tell her the last thing that Aiden has said or done.
That's so cool.
And I can still hear her chuckle in the background and say, "Oh, Aiden."
That's great.
I can still hear it. And I miss that so much. And I could get stuck in that. I could get stuck in that grief. And why? Why would you take someone that was so important to me?
Yeah.
But that would not be fair.
Right.
Because one, my grandmother was in a lot of pain. She couldn't move her shoulders past a certain amount. Yeah. And now I think she had frozen shoulder, which is something I've learned about through perimenopause and menopause.
No kidding.
And because as estrogen leaves your body, your bones get more brittle. She had osteoporosis as well.
Oh, wow.
She was, and so her bones were brittle. I think all of that caused that. Yeah. And she was in a lot of pain, and I think she was depressed from that. And so as much as I miss her, and the normalizing piece is, okay, we're all going to go on that journey if we're here long enough.
Yeah.
And everybody has a little different belief. I believe that she is sleeping in Jesus until she gets to be called, and then she's going to have full use of her body, and she's going to be as tall as she was originally without the hunchback because of her body.
Oh, man.
And so I know that was her belief, and I also believe that.
Wow.
And so that, for me, normalizes and neutralizes her death, because one, we're all going to have this if we're on this planet long enough. We're all going to go on that. And then that positive shift is like, I know what her belief was.
Yeah.
I know that she's not in pain. She is sleeping until Jesus comes back. And it can be so easy to go back into, but. Yeah, but.
Yeah.
Jesus knows, God knows what he's doing. And I believe that he is my grandfather's past tense as well. And they were both strong believers in their belief. And I know at the very end, we were sitting with Grandma, and this was the first experience I've ever had personally, but I've heard of this, is at the end of life, a lot of times people will see something, experience something, and my grandmother did. I know that there's a chemical that your brain releases that you can hallucinate, but in hers, it was kids playing.
No kidding.
It was, do you see that little girl in the red dress? And I was like, no, Grandma. And I did ask her, I was like, are you scared? And she was like, no, but I know this isn't real, because I can see Kaylin and Aiden. She's kept her coherency all the way up.
Wow.
But I do remember, because I was like, just be curious, Julie. This is extremely hard for you, but just be curious.
Whoa.
And so I was asking her, I was like, are you scared? And she's no. And I was like, okay, that was huge relief for me.
Whoa.
And so being able to just be in that presence, and while I wasn't there when she took her last breath, my mom was, I have peace and I know that she loved God and Jesus, and she took care of everybody.
Yeah.
And so I think that's that 1, 2, 3 that I walk people through.
Thank you for taking me through that right now. That was so cool through that story. And I don't think that more could be asked for in a moment like that. And I don't know what made you think to ask, are you afraid? Are you scared? And then for her, not even a hesitancy. No. And then she knew what was going on. I don't know. That's how nice.
Yeah.
How nice. What a way. What a beautiful end to a story. Wow. Because I've heard you allude to her before, but I'd never seen that part. I've never heard that part. Man, that's incredible. Incredible. Okay, so now we see it. The 1, 2, 3, guys. Don't forget the 1, 2, 3. Let's see here. Another one here, Romans 8:28. Do you happen to have that one?
I will. Okay. All right.
And it makes me think of Genesis, where God said what was good, and that the fact that not everything is good these days, but what God calls good.
All right, it says, and we know that God causes everything to work together for the good of those who love God and are called according to his purpose for them.
Yeah. What is his purpose for them? His purpose.
I think it is different for everybody.
Yeah.
And I think there's a book, I do not know what happened to it. I think I probably gave it away. I had used it and read it. It was A Purpose-Driven Life.
Oh,
I don't know if you remember that book.
I remember, that's a good one.
It was super popular when I was a teenager.
Yeah.
And so my mom got my sister and I one, and she also got, it was a book, Messiah, around the same time. And I don't know where either of them went. I think within moves, or maybe I did give them away because I was like, hey, this was a blessing to me. Yeah. I want you to be able to. Please. And so I think, again, it's like we don't always know in the moment. It doesn't feel good. Okay, we get a flat tire. That does not feel good.
Yeah.
But we don't know who. Maybe during that flat tire change, we have the ability to witness or to share a gratitude that this person would have never seen before.
That's true.
Or maybe if this hadn't have happened, we would have gone in a car accident or something that would have been way worse. We don't know.
We don't know.
Because we can't see life in that big picture, but God can.
Yeah.
And I think every opportunity that we come across, and that's why I pray every time I head to the office, I'm like putting a prayer over the office, like, Lord, I don't know what this person needs today, but please help me give it. Please help them see it in me.
Yeah. Wow. Incredible. Yeah, definitely. God works through everything for good. I know you know the story of Joseph, and some people say he was a spoiled brat, but in Genesis 50, verse 20, but this guy, I think he's the youngest, and he's a little brat, some people say, but his brothers hated him. He's having these stupid dreams about everybody bowing down to him. And
so yeah, that comes a little across as self-centered, self-absorbed.
Yeah, relax, buddy. And so I'm just speaking tongue-in-cheek through the brother's eyes.
Yeah.
You know? And he even gets the Technicolor suit, the jacket, and he gets it all, man. And then finally they see him coming in the distance, and they're like, we're going to end this problem. Put him in a pit, sell him to slavery. He ends up being taken into captivity. And somehow, from prison to leader Egypt. It's just like, how does that happen?
Yeah.
And then God brings the brothers together during a famine, and he forgives them, and God purposes that not only to provide for their needs.
He still tricked them a bit to see if their hearts had changed, though.
Oh, I know, right? He probed a little. That was the human side of him.
He'll be like, you know what? Let's go put this goblet in there to see if they've really changed against their younger brother.
Yeah, and he got to see that. And I wonder if he needed that. I don't know if he needed to see that or, yeah.
Probably to see if their hearts had changed. I think, again, it's so interesting because he moved in that direction of he's okay. Did he? Because they said they did. They're like, we can't. We got to go back. Our father is older because our younger brother was killed and they didn't own it. But then he was, all right, let's see if this actually happens. Put it in the youngest one. No, take me instead. We cannot do this again to our father.
Yeah. And he's in a way, he probably saw himself in his little brother. Oh, these guys, something's changed with these guys. They're like, oh no, we'd rather die. Take me. You know? Oh, okay. Yeah. You've changed a little bit. Yeah.
That guilt really got to them.
It really got to them. They saw how it tore Dad apart, man. Yeah, you meant evil against me, but God meant it for good. Joseph never denies the evil. He simply refuses to let the evil write the final chapter. I have a little bit more here, but I think we should probably we might have to do a part 2 on this, but yeah.
We still have to do mistakes of human experience again.
Oh, yeah, stay tuned for that. Well, our recording equipment has been improved upon, so it won't do what happened last time. To land this plane, let's see here. Have you ever heard of ACT therapy?
Yep, acceptance commitment therapy. And I use a little bit of it. I'm not trained in it specifically, but I use a lot of different, but it's the acceptance, the radical acceptance. I use that a lot in that, but I'm not officially trained in that theory.
Oh, so you have to be, there's a special training for that.
Yeah,
theory.
just like with CBT, narrative, brain spotting, there's offshoots of trainings for a lot of these different theories.
Interesting. Okay. All right. So let's see here. That's the ACT. All right, so kingdom ergonomics. The world says keep, protect, accumulate. Kingdom of God says give, trust, release. And it makes me think of like just in the simple, sometimes we think about giving back to God and with our time or our money, our tithes and offering. And it's weird to put this, and I was just sitting thinking about this while I was driving, is how the kingdom of God works. We always talk about give and take.
Yeah.
In the kingdom of God, it's receive and share. And the way his kingdom works is if every person was receiving gifts, receiving the gift of God, receiving from another and sharing with another.
It spreads all of that.
Yeah, outwards.
Yeah.
And so you actually learn how to bless and release. It's a kingdom concept. Every person is doing this, not just some.
Yeah.
And so that's why it's such a great opportunity in the field that you work in with me, everywhere we go, for you out there, learning this bless and release. I don't know if there's something you can give us as we land this plane as a practice. I know we always talk about a way to pause and to practice this bless and release for our listeners out there. But as I think about this kingdom of God, practicing, receiving the gifts of God, God sent his son in the form of Jesus. And what he did on this earth was something that we could never, ever accomplish. He lived a perfect life. And then he was taken to court unjustly in the middle of the night and laid down his life. He was beaten. He was accused. And then he died a death he should not have died, but the death that I should have died. And potentially the death.
All of us should.
All of us, yeah.
That's not even potential. All of us should.
Yeah. The part of it is the acceptance of that, I guess, when I say potential is that death, you didn't ask him to do that for you. But he did, and there's benefits to that.
Because there's that gift. It's, are you going to accept that he did this to cover what we should get?
That's right. And that's the difference between, I think, grace is receiving something you don't deserve, and mercy is not receiving something you should get, I think. And so the cool thing about this death that Jesus did for you, friend, is on the other side, the power of his Father raises from the dead. And now he's been given the keys. He's got the whole key set. He's got the keys. And now if you choose him to receive the sacrifice that he made for you, now you get what he gets.
Yeah.
The same spirit that rose Jesus from the dead will raise you in the last day. And it's like, there's so many benefits, not just being raised to life. Now there's a kingdom. He goes to prepare a place. And so as we do these episodes and we do this podcast together, and we're learning how to walk the life along the way till we get there, I want to encourage you to practice the bless and release. Is there a breathing exercise? Is there a thing that you do? Do you just stop and then you like
I can't stop while you're driving. But
yeah, don't do that. Please don't do that.
I think for me, it's more of a breath. I'm like,
I noticed you when you said that.
It's more of that breath. It's like, all right, it might be more of a physical thing, but in that breath, it's like releasing that negativity. It's releasing whatever just happened out of me. I don't want to hold on to it because I have more things that I need to be using the energy for.
Yeah, I appreciate that because I appreciate the physical action. Because that's the thing about this podcast, the mind, manna, and maker, that God made our minds and we are tangible. Our fingers are the tangible part, the extensions of this brain that moves in the real world, and that there is the Spirit of God is just as real. And so when you put those together, there are real solutions, real physical solutions. There's real ways to receive what God's given, but you can breathe that. I'm going to let this go.
Yep.
And then receive what he has given his son, receive his spirit, and bless and release.
Yeah.
You know, there's so much more, guys. There's so much more. But I think we'll stop there.
Don't forget, if you have any questions, text us or message us. We want all the prayer requests so we can add in here. That's right. Apparently subscribing, linking, sharing, that would be awesome too.
Yeah, do that. And guys, merch is in the future.
Yes, I'm working on it.
Yeah, she's working on it. So you can get the mug, the t-shirt, whatever it is. So anyways, tell a friend, share the good news, guys. That's what this is all about.
Yes.
My name is Fred, and I'm here with
Julie.
And you're listening to
Mind, Manna,
and the Maker. Talk to you next time. All right. Yeah, I got the button right, too. Did you see that the first time? Yeah, bless and release that, man. Yes. All right, here you go. Off you go. I don't know what I imagined tilt testing to be, but I feel like it's like this thing that's like
yep,
this.
that's what I'm thinking too, so I have no idea.
So you're going to find out just as much.
I am. Do you have appointments today?
I have one more today. I kind of kept it because last night went till 10 nominating committee.
Oh, goo.
That was crazy. I'm trying to make it. There's some flexibility where I can, if it goes like the whole day, to try to make at least the morning lighter. And if I'm having a night, and there's not Wednesday night, I think the youth are going to do like a jam session, some of them, the collegiate ones.
Yeah. Okie doke.
But yes, I am.
I know. All right. So